Hey folks, welcome to Fiddlehed Fiddle Lessons. So we're going to look at the tune Joy to the World and how we can use this and other tunes to really practice other scales and kind of the art and practice of transposing or transposition. It sounds like a scientific term, but it's actually a pretty simple idea if you haven't already done it. And so this lesson will be for beginners, but also it gets pretty advanced because I'm going to transpose this tune to all 12 keys in Western harmony. So first off, learn the tune pretty well in D major, all right? As I said before, I think I said that I have a lesson on how to do it, and so follow a link for that to just get that. And if you haven't learned the basic tune, always start with that before starting to fiddle around with it, okay? Next thing I want to tell you is that this tune fits exactly within the one octave range of the scale. What that means is, if a D major scale is open, 1, 2, 3, then this tune uses both the bottom open D and the top A3 and exactly fits in there. So I think it's a great tune for learning how to play and transpose melodies to other keys. So the easiest way to transpose something once you've learned it is to just see if you can start it on another string. So instead of starting on A3, I started on D3, and that moves it to the key of G major. And by the way, I'm just going to use that one phrase because the rest of the tune also falls within that range. So just so that you get the idea more easily. Anyhow, so that would be starting it in G major, and then you can also start it in A major by starting on E3. Okay, so those are kind of the beginner transpositions, but don't take them for granted. Be able to do those just automatically. Just like, I don't know, adding 4 plus 2. Be able to do it that easily, okay? The next thing we'll do is we'll start to transpose to other keys and scales, and which we'll have to use a different fingering. It'll be progressively more challenging as we go. So the next one we'll do is we're going to transpose it to the key of G, but this time instead of starting D3, we're going to start on E low 2. Right? So now this is a big step. Totally different fingering. Start E low 2, 1 open. So, and to prepare for that, you would just do the scale a bunch. So what's cool about this lesson is that it's for you wherever you're at in your fiddle journey, okay? So if you're learning this scale right now, then if you're learning the G major upper octave, then you would then learn Joy to the World or similar tunes and practice it in this range, okay? We're going to continue with other scales, and then those will be for more advanced people. Then you can use the tune to practice those. That's the key point of the lesson. If you get that far, then the rest is kind of gravy. But it'll be fun if you've done more advanced scales to continue. So once you've done it in G major, you can also then use the same trick we used before and just start that on a different string. So if we start, instead of E low 2, we start on A low 2, we're now in the key of C major. Same exact fingering as the G major upper octave. Hope I'm not going too fast, hope I'm not going too slow, but remember, you can always, if you get confused, just always return to just doing the scale. So let's do C major. And then see if you can figure out, again, how to do that tune, that melody. Another thing that's really awesome about Joy to the World, I can't believe I just said that. Another thing that's like really awesome about Joy to the World is no, but seriously, is that the beginning is just basically the scale going down. Right? Okay, so let's move forward. So the next one we'll do will be this key of F major. So hands up if you've done F major. Okay, good. So F major, the basic way I teach it is starting D low 2. And you'll need to use low 1 on E and A. Now, if you're barely past G major, the one we did previously in the upper octave, you haven't gotten to this yet, I recommend not doing it. But of course, you can do whatever you want. I can't stop you. But I suggest very incremental steps, mastering each step, getting each scale to sound really good before leapfrogging to the next thing. This is just a general note on learning almost anything, but especially music. Because if you try to leapfrog too much, you'll get really not that good at anything, and you might get discouraged. You probably will get discouraged if you're not really focused and just really developing one thing at a time. Okay, so F major, you say you're working on it. If you haven't done this yet, pretend like someday you will, and if you stay with the fiddle, you will. You've been learning that scale, now you're ready to do Joy to the World. So we'll start on E low 1 and go all the way down. Okay, now here's always a fun step. Once you've kind of got that, mastered it, you've played it a bunch, maybe 100 times, then just try to do it starting A low 1. Same exact fingering. You're going to hear me say that a few more times in this lesson. All right. So I'm going to, just in case you can't keep all this straight, I'm going to have a post with, it'll be free, just a Fiddleosophy post showing how this works, and I'm going to map it out. Maybe make a table or something. I haven't finished writing it or thinking about it. But it'll just be like an easy way to remember this, whatever it is, okay? So we've now done it in a bunch of keys. We've done D, G, A, then G, the upper octave, C, then we did F, and then we did B flat. Okay, now we're gonna do it in F sharp major. So this is a scale I don't even teach on Fiddlehed. Why? Because most fiddle tunes don't use it. So I figure, why burden you with extra info at this point when a lot of you are beginners or intermediate and you're not going to need it anyway. But I'm going to show it to you now just in case you're there and you're interested. So F sharp major be D2. So that's D2, D raised third, A low 1, 1, 2, raised third, E low 1, 1. All right, and then once you've mastered that, you can play it up and down. So then you do Joy to the World. What you'll find, even if you do 2 or 3 transpositions, when you transpose it, something amazing will happen. You'll feel this stimulating, joyfully stimulating feeling in your brain, especially when you start to get it. Maybe frustrating at first, but when you hear the melody in a totally different scale, especially a weird scale like this is, there's no open strings. That's part of why F sharp major is just not used in a lot of fiddle music. But you'll really get a sense of satisfaction and joy from trying it in other scales. Again, don't rush off to the hardest thing. If you've only done the basic D major scale, stepwise. So anyway, once you've done F sharp major, guess what we're going to do? Instead of starting at E1, we're going to start at A1, which would be B major. Okay, we're almost done. Thank you for hanging with me. Now the last key we got to do is E major. And we'll just start on E, open E. Alright, and the E major scale would be starting D, 1, 2, raise third A, 1, 2, raise third E. And if we want to transpose that fingering, instead of starting open E, we can start open A. If I start open A, what scale is it? Think about it. It's A major, different octave. Earlier in this lesson, we did A major, but starting E3. Now you know how to do it starting open A. So if I'm not mistaken, we did all 12 keys, plus we doubled up on 2 of the keys. We doubled up on G major, we did the upper octave, and A major, we did the upper octave. So whatever point you've done it, if you've even tried one transposition, again, the most basic one, starting A3, that's the basic version we'll call it. If you just start it in either D3 or E3, then that's a big step. Try to enjoy it, try to savor it. You know that you can do all this cool stuff down the line, but don't be in a hurry. Just really master that one thing. And once you can do it, don't move on yet. Now see if you can make it sound good. Now see if you can enjoy the sound. Make it more in tune. Work on the tone. Okay, all those things. There's so much you can mine with each little thing you do. These tunes and these scales, they can be a lot of fun if you stay with it. Okay, that's about it. Kind of a lesson that I just did on the fly. It started as a blog post for the Fiddleosophy. And I was just like, it would make sense to do a video for you guys. So that's what I did. Hope it's well. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you have a great holiday. Happy whatever, miss. Whatever you do, wherever you are. Okay, so long. Go to Fiddlehed.com for a progressive, step-by-step course outline, color-coded tabs, play-along tracks, sheet music, and much more. Thanks for watching the video. Excellent! And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.